Ups. My name is Nathan Marcotte, and I'm so excited all of you are here today. We have quite the exciting day lined up. There's over 25 speakers in the front here to share updates since they last spoke at 1 Million Cups. So how many new people do we have in the room here? Raise your coffee if you're new. Welcome, welcome. How many returning people? Welcome. Well, we have such an exciting day, and I'm going to turn it over to Greg Tavine, our host today.
Whoa, Nathan, hold on. Good morning, everyone. My name is Greg Tavine. Nathan is one of those fantastic students in our community that's got sucked into the entrepreneurial community. Nathan, what has it been like for you to come to 1 Million Cups, go to the conferences, and now be running your own venture fund?
You know, it's quite a change up. I mean, I remember coming here as a sophomore, my sophomore year at NDSU, and I was kind of in the back there along the outsides. But now it's so great to feel like I'm included in this community, and it's been so great to kind of make an impact at NDSU as well.
Awesome. Well, let's give it up for Nathan and all the students that make our community special. Happy Thanksgiving week. Today's a jam-packed day. It is our 1 Million Cup speaker reunion, an opportunity to get updates on what's happened in the entrepreneurs since we've heard them last. We are so generous today. We are giving all the past speakers 60 consecutive seconds to give an update. We are live streaming with Click Content Studio all across the Forum property, so it's fantastic to have them with us. We're going to kick things off today with a video from our friends at Advertise Edge, another entrepreneurial venture. These folks were members of the Prairie Den. They just graduated out, needed more space, and they put together a recap video for us. So let's cue the video. Good morning, 1 Million Cups, Fargo! So one of the things we do here at 1 Million Cups, give opportunity for announcements, things that are happening in our community. And our friends from the Fargo Moorhead Area Foundation are here to give an announcement, an update, and I think they're giving free money away. So join me, welcome to the stage, Lexi!
I am absolutely giving free money away. I am Lexi Ostrich. I am the program officer over at the Fargo Moorhead Area Foundation. We launched something really, really cool last week. It's called the Caring Catalog, and it is essentially a crowdfunding platform site for nonprofits. So think GoFundMe, but with a bunch of charities involved. And so we have 87 charities participating this year. They all submitted a little specific project or program that is looking for support this holiday season. We are running the catalog now until the end of the year. In the first 5 days, we've raised about $25,000, so we are super excited and we want to continue to grow it. If you are a printed version type of person, you want to drink it over your cup of coffee, we have got lots of these out at the front desk. I am going to give away a $500 to a local charity of your choice on the catalog at the end, I believe. But if you want to come support, it's areafoundation.org/caringcatalog. And like I said, it runs now. And plug for Emerging Prairie. Emerging Prairie is on the catalog, looking for funding for scholarships for the Prairie Den. So,
Thank you, Lexi. All right, on deck is Seth to give an announcement of what the FCC decided last week. But up next is Barb. Let's welcome Barb from North Dakota State University's Research and Tech Park. Welcome, Barb.
I recovered. If you noticed, I almost fell. Hi, I'm Bison Barb. I'm with the NDSU Research and Tech Park. So we support entrepreneurship in many ways, but one of them is our student competition. We opened it to all college students. This year we had 44 teams represented, which was a pretty huge number for me anyways, because that's my first year. But I set the bar a little high for myself. But so we have colleges from all over represented. We had teams fly in from Baylor. We had MSUM. We had Concordia, we had NDSU, of course. But I'm here today to talk about Tuesday. Tuesday is the culmination of the entire year of my career, maybe. But all of the teams that flew back to the finals, they flew into the finals, I guess, will be represented on Tuesday at 4 o'clock at the MSUM, oh no, I lied. At the Memorial Union Great Plains Ballroom. I'll get that right. So we're going to be having all the teams come back and live pitch to the audience. So if you like entrepreneurship, and you want to support students in our community, please come out on Tuesday at 4 p.m. to the Memorial Union Great Plains Room. We're going to celebrate all the teams and also say thanks to these people that put the money forth to help support that. So thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Barb. Quick announcement, I'm covering for someone next Wednesday. You're going to hear more about it in the announcements, but we will have the launch of Emerging Digital Academy. This is a intensive code school, so that's coming up next Wednesday at the Prairie Den at 4 o'clock. So that'll be the official announcement and launch of that project. And then Seth is with us, another community member that just received a pretty big opportunity to work with the FCC. Let's give it up for Seth as he gets to represent all of us.
Thanks, Greg. Yeah, Seth Arndorfer with DCN. Some of you may or may not know who DCN is, but we're a fiber-based broadband service provider connecting businesses and governmental entities across the state of North Dakota. And North Dakota is really unique in the fact that we have been leaders in getting fiber invested in the ground. And Senator Hoeven and his support, that's really set North Dakota apart from any other state. And we've done a great job getting these homes and farms connected. But now as we start talking about precision ag and autonomy and connecting to every device and every piece of machinery and soil sensors, we need to have that connectivity to every square inch in the state. And so I'm really happy to be a part of that. I'm excited to participate, shed some light, and hopefully learn a lot too. So really excited.
So the announcement is Seth will be serving on the FCC's Precision Ag Task Force. So this is a global or a national task force serving the United States of America. Seth is the only North Dakotan that will be on that task force. It was just announced recently. So let's give it up for Seth. Thanks for representing us. All right, so here we go. We're doing our announcements, or our updates. The first one, some of us, we wonder what happens in Washington. We wanted to bring United States Senator John Hoeven up on the stage to give us an update on what he's been working on as he continues to support entrepreneurship in the third wave of our economy. Join me in welcoming United States Senator John Hoeven.
How about a big round of applause for Greg Tavine, huh? Doesn't happen without him. Plus, he said if I mentioned his name, I could get like an extra 30 seconds. So, hey, it's an honor to be here. Thanks for what all of you are doing. And I've talked to you about this before, but I believe we can compete with anyone, anytime, anywhere. And that's what this is all about, right? Tech entrepreneurship, I see as the third wave, okay? So we've always been number one in ag, right? We all know that. Who's better in ag? Nobody. We're the best, right? Led by NDSU, okay. I know, Kenville, you're from a little further north up there, UND, Grand Sky. We love what you're doing. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. When I started as governor in 2000, we put forward an energy plan called Empower North Dakota. At that time, we produced less than 100,000 barrels of oil a day, going down rapidly because the oil companies were leaving the state. But there was something called the Bakken, okay? But nobody could produce oil out of there on a commercially viable basis. They couldn't get the oil out and make money. So we went to work. We put our plan in place, Empower North Dakota, which wasn't just about oil and gas. It was about all types of energy. But for the oil and gas area, we put in place a tax, climate, a legal and regulatory environment. We set up an oil and gas research fund. We did all kinds of things to help these great entrepreneurs figure out how to crack the code on the Bakken, and guess what? Today we produce 1.5 million barrels of oil a day because we cracked the code on the Bakken, okay? But we also did a lot of other things: natural gas, coal-fired electricity, biofuels, wind. Empower North Dakota, we are now an energy powerhouse for the nation. For the nation. Well, you're the new Bakken. You're the third wave. This is about tech entrepreneurship. You are now going to do what we did with energy. Okay, that's what this is all about. Each one of you is starting a new concept, a new idea, a new company, a new product, a new service. Here you are, and you're making it happen. But Brian Kalk, where are you, Brian? Now at the NDSU Technology Park. He was on the Public Service Commission when we did it in energy. Now he's back at the tech park because he wants to be in the middle of it when we do it with tech entrepreneurship, the third wave, right? So I'm trying to do things through my position that will help support you. Just put in a new bill, sponsoring a new bill, support our entrepreneurs with Tammy Baldwin, Democrat from Wisconsin. Think Madison, Wisconsin. They're trying to do the same kind of thing. Okay, but we're going to beat them, right? They're going to come in right behind us because they're really good too. Okay, I'm kidding a little, but not really. This is the third leg on our economy. You are it. And every day, each one of you is making it happen in many different ways. You inspire me. And you know Jessica Lee, who works with me here, make sure you're talking to her. Yeah, you can clap for her if you want. We want to help you. We want to support what you're doing. And so with that, thank you. God bless you. Keep it up. And, Greg, can I wish him a happy Thanksgiving? Have a great Thanksgiving. God bless you guys.
Thank you, Senator. All right, so we've got 25 past speakers or so. They're going to jump up, give 1-2 minutes if we're lucky, update on what they've done since they've been here in the past. I'm just going to say their name. I'm going to say who's on deck. We're going to see how many we can cover. So on deck is Clever, but our first presenter is going to be from You Code Girl. It's Bethlehem. Let's welcome Bethlehem.
All right, I get nervous every time I speak in front of this group. But 3 years ago, I stood at this very stage and introduced You Code Girl to the community. The community that understood our values and our mission and embraced it and helped us thrive. Today, 3 years after, we have close to 250 girls attend our year-round program, and one of them was Zoe, who is phenomenal software entrepreneur in the future. And I had the pleasure of mentoring her at the Young Entrepreneurs Academy, which she won. So we have amazing young women that we need to support. We also have female professionals in the community, close to 100 who serve in our program, mentoring young female software engineers who would be software engineers. Our goal is not to be a transaction coding camp, but building an ecosystem where girls have a safe environment, where they'll be enriched and supported so that they can explore if technology is a career option for them. And we do that globally. We are connecting girls from Fargo, North Dakota to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. We did this in 2019, bridging the gap and solving problems together. 2019 was a great year. I had the pleasure of representing You Code Girl in North Dakota at the State of the Union. Thank you, Senator Hoven. And that would help us enrich our continue going. And not only that, because of our creating that connection to Ethiopia, we were able to got opportunity to meet the president of Ethiopia, representing You Code Girl from North Dakota. So that's all exciting things.
All right, thank you, Bethlehem. All right, on deck we've got Dave, but up next is Clever. Let's welcome Clever.
Hello, so my name is Clever, born in Zimbabwe, moved to Indiana first when I came to the US 2012, nested in North Dakota, graduated from Concordia a couple years ago. So I started a education services company called Learn or Teach. So we provide a learning management system for corporate training, and we also create content for businesses. So you might not know me, but I probably have an inbox sent your way on Sales Navigator, LinkedIn. But just landed our first customer, so that's exciting. I have my friend Mukai. I had to call him. I'm like, Mukai, what's the tax for North Dakota? So he told me, put it on there. But it's so, I tell a lot of people about Fargo, they don't realize this. I think of it like an incubator in some sense, where it's not large enough that you're just one guy in the middle of nowhere. We spoke about Minneapolis, there are 1 million Cups. You think a lot of people would be there, but there's just so many things going on, so there's not a lot of collaboration. But we're small enough that, we're large enough that you have a lot of services and a lot of options, but then we're also small enough that we can be really intimate. So that's our unique value. So I realized that I'd gone to Florida and everywhere else, and so I came back. And since then, good things have been happening. So I look forward to learning. There's a lot of, it's so easy to meet great guys, Jake and Garrett and all these amazing people who teach you so many things, Greg. So I'm just excited to be here, and I hope, the day I get to hire an American will be huge, because that's me giving back to a country that has given me a new lease on life. So I'm just excited. But anyway, I can ramble forever, but we're good.
All right. Thank you, Clever. Thank you, Clever. All right. On deck, we have Eric Newell. But up next is Dave. Let's welcome to the stage, Dave.
Thank you. So I presented Odyssey 4 years ago in 2015, and it has been a roller coaster ride since then. Odyssey is a cloud-based management information system for the commercial printing industry. What that means is there's a big sphere of print MIS vendors out there, very established industry. There's also a big sphere of marketing automation out there where you're delivering emails and social media. And right in the center, where those two worlds collide, that's Odyssey. No one else is doing that, and that's what we've been working on. Over the last few years, I've learned that it takes a lot of time and hard work to become an overnight success. Still working on it. Moving forward, we had a bank loan about, to kick it off, and about a year and a half ago, I asked our accountant, I said, Joanna, where are we at in that bank loan? How much is left? And she said, about half. And I said, because I knew Odyssey was not anywhere near halfway done. So that caused us to downsize in order to keep Odyssey going. We did that, and fast forward to last year's speaker reunion, we were almost ready to start selling Odyssey subscriptions. But I was over-optimistic, and so I put on a good mask and said, hey, we're close, we're going to start doing this. But in the months that followed, it's like, we can't do this. We cannot remain true to our core value of integrity and launch it the way it is right now. So we put it on hold and made some tough decisions again. And really what it boils down to is the people that got us to where we are today would not be the people that would drive us forward. And so over the last 6 months, we had to recalibrate our team again. We said goodbye to some longtime team members. But we said hello to a development group that has already proven that they're going to be able to take Odyssey where we want to go with it. We've said hello to a new team member that is in charge of our subscriber relationships. She's doing an amazing job of preserving our core of pre-Odyssey subscribers. So over the last year, there is a point where we really took a hard look at that, and my wife and I looked at that and said, what do we do here? And for the first time, we thought, do we pull the plug? Do we give up? But we didn't. We took a strong dose of faith, and we took a message from James Dyson. You can think of the guy that invented the vacuum cleaner, the Dyson vacuum cleaner. He had a message which really carried me a lot throughout this last year. And his message might be one that some of us all need to hear. When you feel like giving up is precisely the point everybody else gives up. So it's at that point you must put in extra effort. If you do that, then success is literally just around the corner. So with that in mind, I believe 2020 is going to be our breakout year for Odyssey.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right, on deck is Makai, and up next, this is a very special person. This is the only person in 1 Million Cups history to do random acts of art and give a talk on the same day. Eric Newell.
Thank you, Greg. I'm Eric Newell. I'm the founder and CEO of Stone Ridge Software. Stone Ridge Software is a Microsoft Dynamics partner, so we implement business applications for companies around the country. And this year we are excited to grow again. We grew about 82 people this year, so we're about 180 people in our company overall. And last year I had the honor to kick off Million Cups with a song, and actually end Million Cups, but last year we announced that we started a new company called Leverage. That's mostly because there's not a lot to do in Barnesville, so I needed something else to do. Our new company, Leverage, is building software for the agriculture space. So we're building software for ag retailers or elevators, ag processors, and our agronomy application, our scale application, and our patronage and equity management software is now done and ready to hit the market. So we're really excited about that. But on the eve of Thanksgiving, I thought I'd take a minute to give thanks first to my family for the support that they've given me, and to our great team that we've got at Stone Ridge with offices here in Fargo, Barnesville, and Minneapolis, and 180 people across the country. We've got over 500 clients that trust us to help them run their business every day, and that's great as well. And then especially to the community of Barnesville and the suburbs of Fargo and Moorhead.
All right, thank you, Eric. I was in the back trying to stiff arm him to announce headquarters in Fargo, and even Senator Hoeven couldn't get that done. So Senator Hoeven isn't perfect, but he's still very good at what he does. And Eric, we're still working on it. We're hoping to close by Thanksgiving Eve. Okay, so on deck is Dave, but up next is one of those Youth Entrepreneur Academy of the Chambers programs winners who's kept going. He's doing great work. Join me in welcoming to the stage, Makai.
How's it going? Quick update for Weblin. So Weblin is the world's first social economy, which allows you to find events, build communities, and get paid. We are trying to solve the issue of tech-driven loneliness, depression, and anxiety by actually bringing people together and building involved communities so stuff happens like this. 4 points for the next steps for our app. We're adding a huge update that's going to allow for you to group message, have a calendar, all in one place, check into the app. You can even check in here if you already have the app, pro tip. Another thing, add partnerships, because this will soon be a digital marketing tool for people to advertise to people in an area according to their different behaviors. So if you are in the marketing sector and want to get in on this early, please let me know. Also, news stations and articles, because there's no efficient way to actually learn about your local news. If you are involved in that sector, we will probably be the way that people see what's actually happening on a local basis. 2, Weblin, 3, Weblin Local to Global. We have a web series that will be documenting the growth of Weblin, and it will actually probably help put Fargo further onto the map. So if you're interested in getting in on that, let me know. And finally, we're applying to different accelerators as well as raising capital. If you are interested or have any referrals for something like that, please let us know. Thanks again. We're building involved communities. This place is awesome.
On deck, we have Carrie, but up next is Dave Dvorak from Field of View. Welcome, Dave.
Thanks, Greg. My name is David Dvorak. I'm the CEO of Field of View. A little over 2 years ago, I made the long and arduous trek from Grand Forks, North Dakota to Fargo here. I moved my company. Grand Forks will always have a warm place in my heart, don't worry. But Fargo has been a really great home for my wife and I and our company. We ended up at the NDSU Technology Incubator. It's been an excellent place to grow our business, great community there. And you know, it was a scary time for us, the transition. I had some loyal employees come along. I had some longtime employees transition out. Since then, we've had some pretty big milestones hit in our company. This year is looking to be our best year yet, and I really want to thank our customers who are doing some amazing things. They're using our electronic devices. It's a GPS device that adds on to professional handheld cameras that can be used in drones for aerial mapping. That's what our company does. And they've done things like map corn test plots all over the world. They've done spotting whales in the Arctic Circle. They've done mapping in Malawi with UNICEF. So it's pretty cool to see what our customers have done with our technology, and we're very happy to be in Fargo. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Dave. Side note, Dave's wife is a doctor at Sanford, takes care of my kids. She's awesome, too. All right, so on deck is Than, but up next we have Carrie Winterstein, who's also done a random act of art and spoke at 1 Million Cups, just in different days. So, Carrie, we're hoping you will sing your announcement.
Oh, no, that's probably not a good idea. I've had a cold. Good morning. Good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning. Good morning to you. That's the alto version of that song. Normally it's sung by a soprano. So, good morning. You've totally thrown me off. No random act of art. Just an announcement. Good morning. Okay, so thank you, Fargo Moorhead, for supporting amazing theater and artists in this community, particularly our young artists. Sorry, I maybe don't need that. Anyway, but what I want to tell you is that Theater B was founded now 17 years ago. We are no longer a startup. We are in that messy middle. And I want to tell you that Theater B is actually home for professional artists. And if you have a recruitment or retention problem in your business, arts are your investment. Because, seriously, we do such a great job of educating young artists, and too often we ship them out, and they don't come back. We want them to come back. This ecosystem doesn't work without creative people. And Theater B has a professional ensemble of creative people who are telling amazing stories, and we are making theater for the brave and curious. And if tech startups are not brave and curious people, I don't know who is. So I encourage you to come and see what we do, Theater for the Brave and Curious. We're opening a show the day after Thanksgiving and running it all the way through Hanukkah, because it's about a Jewish family. And I encourage you to just be as curious and embracing of the cultural stuff that's here in this town as much as you are about the tech. There you go.
Carrie, quick question. Do you like your job?
I love my job. I have the best job in the world.
All right, let's give it up for Carrie. All right, so on deck we have Chris. Chris here on deck, but up next is Than. Let's welcome to the stage Than.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Than Bartson, the CEO and co-founder of Unseen, and we are proudly based and headquartered here in Fargo, North Dakota. Thank you. And we are accelerating the fight against human trafficking and its root causes. As I have shared with you all before, there are over 40 million people living in slavery around the world. This is an industry driven by vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities like the fact that we have over 150 million kids living as orphans in the world today. Those are the kids getting hit hardest and first. But we get to accelerate and equip incredible organizations in 35 countries that are doing some truly incredible work. This was a year of growth for us. So like all good growth, some of it really hurt. But we got to celebrate the fact that our portfolio is serving over 3.3 million kids and families around the world. Thank you. And yesterday I had one of our supporters tear up and say, I can't believe there's a need that you guys have to go and serve over 3.3 million. But we get to celebrate that with our supporters every single day. And so many of you have stood by since 2011. Greg invited us to the table, let us share while this was just a vision. And to see where it has gone and where it's going is so humbling. So thank you all. And thanks for cheering us into this next year.
All right, thank you, Than. On deck, we have Anthony, but up next, does he need an introduction anymore? He's been in every media article in the world. Chris, let's welcome Chris.
Good morning, everybody. 2016, I'm up here as a high school student. 2019, and I'm up here as a college student. And so I want to give a quick update. So I run in Light, an app that helps teachers become experts on their students, and we empower students to share their uniqueness with their teachers. So this year was a really big year for us. So early in the year, I was kind of stumbling, like, do I give up? So I pivoted, and then now I'm building this awesome product that we have about 300 students on our platform. We're at 500, but then I learned that there's laws. So we had to drop 200, which kind of sucked. But I've been recognized globally with NPR, which was like really awesome this year. I was everywhere, Hawaii, San Francisco, I don't know. I was in the media all the time. And but yeah, we've been like growing crazy, and I kind of have a very big announcement. I'm looking for another team member right now. So if you know anybody who's awesome at project management or software engineer, please let me know, because we are bound to go change the world, and teachers are the ones that actually change the world because they teach our future. Thank you.
Well, Chris, real quick. You missed one thing. Give us an update on G Beta. You're part of G Beta in St. Cloud.
Yeah, so I'm literally the only one that's out of state. I don't know how I got into that, but I'm part of a accelerator in St. Cloud, first one ever there. And so I've been kind of going very hard and learning a lot, and I've been doing mentor storms, kind of like what Peter got into. I got to speak to about I think 40 mentors in one day, which was kind of crazy last week. So.
All right, great, Chris. All right, on deck is Peter, but up next, we have one of those 1 Million Cup speakers that loves life a little to a lot. Join me in welcoming Anthony.
Good morning. Okay, so one of the biggest wins is that we are still here, which is super cool. Turns out it's really hard to run a business. Yeah, thank you. Yes, woo! Yeah, so we are 921 days old, so that's neat. We also made some revenue this year. We made some money. That's also important for a business. Yep, $142,246. Yes, thank you very much. We're looking to hopefully double that. That allows us to actually break even, which is pretty cocool. We also figured that because we didn't have enough money, we had to raise some. And I filed with the SEC because that's the thing that keeps you out of prison. And I asked for a $150,000 investment round. I closed that in about 90 days, which is so cool. Yes, thank you. A group from South Dakota Park Capital, and then actually a great friend right here in Fargo said, "What do you have left?" It's about $75,000. He goes, "Yeah, when can I cut you the check?" And so when you have folks championing for your success right here, I think that's idea validation more than most. So you might know me from our work at Project Phoenix. We built a marketplace for commercial drone pilots called Aegis Flow for them to sell their photos and videos online and to be contracted to fly. Pretty neat. Turns out it's really hard to build an app and IP and build that while you're building a company. And so we actually took about a 10-month hiatus, and that was really hard to drink in because we've got this great product that wasn't out in the world yet, but people are asking for it. And so it's happy to announce that we've actually hired an intern for Python development. We're actually hiring another intern for GIS, and we actually partnered with a software development company to actually augment the work that we need to get this thing out the door, put this thing on rocket fuel, and actually launch Aegis Flow. So it turns out we're actually growing, and it's super cool, but it was not without its the thing that challenges. That's it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Anthony. On deck, we have Deb. But up next, we have North Dakota's first Techstar company in the history of the accelerator. Join me in welcoming to the stage Peter from Walkwise.
Thanks, Greg. So in April of 2016, I was at MIT working on building the world's first Hyperloop, which goes 700 miles per hour. And in October of 2016, I was here on stage for the first time working on walkers going at the speed of grandma. But it's a good thing that I did. So my wife's grandma, who is in Williston, 93, lives independently, fell while she wasn't using her walker at home, and there was no one else around. So the gardener actually found her laying on the floor. And so that's why I started Walkwise. It's a smart walker attachment to prevent falls, detect worrisome changes in behavior, and respond to emergencies. So this last year has been crazy. So as I said, I've been working on this full-time since 2016. So it takes a long time for these things to happen. But earlier this year, we closed a fundraising round of $500,000 with the angel funds in South Dakota, a lot of individual angels here in North Dakota, and the Bank of North Dakota. The new venture capital fund is an amazing thing that North Dakota has that other states just simply do not. And that success allowed me to hire on 2 great team members. We're still headquartered in the Prairie Den, if anyone comes by there. And then that allowed us to get into Techstars, which is the largest seed capital investment firm in the world. So we're part of a portfolio of almost 3,000 other startup companies, a market cap of $22 billion. And the last 3 months, we've been in Minnesota, almost full-time, working with United Healthcare, the largest healthcare company in the world. And it's just been an amazing experience. It's accelerated us so much, and we're really excited to make a big announcement next Thursday, demo day in Minneapolis, and then we're gonna hit the ground running back here in Fargo. So thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you, Peter. On deck, we have Patrick, but up next is Deb from African Soul, American Heart. Let's welcome another social entrepreneur, Deb, to the stage.
Thanks, Greg. Well, hello. Very nice to be back here again. African Soul, American Heart was inspired by a lost boy of Sudan who came to our community a number of years ago. I was introduced to him by John Marks, who had taken a group of lost boys to Minneapolis to see a play called The Lost Boys of Sudan. And he said, I think this guy, you ought to meet this guy. And I'm like, why? Well, he has some ideas. His idea was to build a school for orphans in his village. And I traveled with him first in 2007. We started actually supporting some students from Kenya, Kakuma refugee camp in Kenya, boys, because we didn't think it was safe for them to take the long bus trip from Kakuma refugee camp to a boarding school and back without supervision. But my goal was to educate girls, because what I learned is in many parts of the world, girls are the least likely to go to school, and that was pretty much 100% girls didn't go to school in South Sudan. And orphan girls, well, they're just married off early for the dowry because they don't even have parents. So I wanted to change that cycle. So we started with, we built a boarding school in that community. They became independent from the north, and civil war broke out. And everyone fled the county where our kids were coming from. And we located them over the next year in 11 refugee camps in 3 countries, in Kenya, Uganda, and South Sudan. And we moved them first to northern Uganda. We were there for 2 years. We rented a compound, enrolled them in local schools. Well, 285,000 new refugees from South Sudan crossed the border near that community in a 6-month period in 2014, or in 2017. And we felt it was unsafe for our girls in the community to be walking back and forth to school. We picked them up, took them to Kampala, and enrolled them in St. Noah, which is a primary and secondary boarding school. We had a few boys as well. They went to a place called St. Lawrence. So currently, we now have 4 who've graduated from college. We have 1 girl in nursing school who's 3rd of 153 in her class. We have 1 man in an aviation program. He wants to be a pilot. We have 2 others in computer tech programs. And we still have 43 in primary and secondary school. So that's what I do.
Thank you, Deb. On deck, we've got Peter, but up next is Patrick. Let's welcome to the stage, Patrick.
Thanks, Greg. Hello, everybody. My name is Patrick. I'm with Golden Path Solutions. And if you don't know what Golden Path Solutions does, we have a really ambitious goal. How do we help students plan for the future, and how do we help employers develop their future workforce? We do 3 things. We basically, we build an application that students can use that looks at their experiences in high school and their hobbies and interests to help them understand skills, talents, and career paths. We work with employers to figure out what are the skills and talents needed to be successful at certain jobs, and also what educational path is best equipped to help people be successful. And then we do something that we think is innovative. We let these 2 populations find each other. We let students decide to make themselves searchable, and we let employers sponsor students. And we create agreements where an employer could influence the educational path of a student in exchange for internships and co-ops, work agreements when they graduate, and tuition reimbursement. So we're trying to help employers develop future workforce, help students navigate what happens when they graduate, and also help schools better connect with employers. Since we talked at September of last year at Million Cups, a lot has happened. We actually have 6 companies that we're working with. We have large companies like Bobcat and Sanford that we're working with, also local companies, Fargo Jet Center and Corber. We actually have done 13 profiles. We have 30 sponsorship opportunities right now that these companies are willing to offer. And we actually have built an app that we are beta testing right now with 200 students. We're actually looking at potentially doing pilots in Minnesota, Western North Dakota, and even here locally. So it's been awesome. And then real quick, just to give a shout out to Greg and the Million Cups, we presented down at Minneapolis, Million Cups. They had 10 seats that were in the audience that was set up for the audience or for the group that was going to come. We told them that there were like hundreds of people that come to the Fargo Million Cups, and they literally were shocked. So nice job.
All right, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so on deck we have Russell, and we got to go 2x speed, founders, so it's like Audible. We're turning it up to 2x because we got to get everybody back to their jobs.
You're taking my time, Greg.
No, you're not, Peter. All right, so Russell, you're on deck. Up next, Peter.
Thank you. So I'm Peter. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Genesis Feed Technologies. How many of you heard something about a trade war in China in the news recently? Anybody in this room? So our platform helps demonstrate the value of products like U.S. soy, like some like my brother are literally combining, hopefully today, depending on the weather, to those buyers overseas. We're working with the U.S. Soybean Export Council on that, to where earlier this year with our platform, we were in meetings with some of the biggest names in exports, Cargill, CGB, ADM, Bunge, and the senior director of global marketing for U.S. soy is leading up these conversations saying, for the past 15 years, we've done research on U.S. soy. We know it's the best, we know it's high quality, we know it's valuable to the people that are buying it, but we haven't had a good way to quantify that value until now. Genesis Feed Technologies is the until now. So we have trained their staff in Southeast Asia, in the Americas. All these people that are directly working with these ingredient buyers overseas for marketing U.S. soy are using our platform to market that when they're going to buyers. By the end of this next year, the rest of their global team of export marketing people will be using our platform in 60 export countries around the world to market the value of U.S. soy. Next week, I'm going to Germany to a conference to speak with buyers for the Middle East and North Africa to quantify that specifically for them. So our platform helps elevate that value, raise the value of these crops, and bust through some of this tariff talk that we're doing.
All right, thank you, Peter. Up next is Tommy Kenville, but right now we've got Russell. Let's welcome to the stage, Russell.
Hello, my name is Russell Shell with RJ Energy Solutions. It's only been 3 weeks ago since I've been here. A lot of things have changed, but a lot of things have stayed the same. One thing, the KFC restaurant on 25th Street, that heat is only ran for about 20 minutes a day. It's been kind of cold out. Herds and Horns, that heat has not come on for 3 weeks. We did get a call from the Eagle Elementary School here in Fargo. They got some 4th and 5th grade students that are trying to help the food pantries predict when their coolers and freezers fail to prevent food spoilage. We met with them through our predictive diagnostics. We can help them with that. One thing they need is some funding, if there's anybody that can help them with that. The other thing that we're doing, we're working with the NDSU students to help us build a heat transferring system. At the Herds and Horns restaurant, they have so much heat there that we can take some of that heat and transfer it to the business next door to heat that facility as well. But then in the summertime, we'll just take that heat and we'll exhaust it. One thing that we got 2 weeks ago, got a call from Verizon, wanted to start a partnership with us to where we can help scale the globe. One of the concerns we always had with KFC restaurants was our ability to scale. So with Verizon, that will help us with that. Again, I got to give a shout out to Emergent Prairie, NDS, SBC, and also the incubator. Thank you.
All right, Russell, thank you. Man, Russell, I can only imagine what you're going to do in the next 3 weeks. On deck, we have Kevin Bifford, who was terminated. But up next, we have Tommy Kenville. Welcome, Tommy.
Hey, thank you. I have no idea when I was here last, maybe a year ago, when John was governor. He called, should we chase this drone industry about 11, 12 years ago, and he and I and David are some of the original to stand up, so it's great. Our company just hired our 22nd person, flown in 35 states, 7 countries, just back from Japan and Australia. It's a lot of fun keeping the young millennials in North Dakota. Bought a gas-powered drone. It'll go 5 hours beyond visual line of sight. Going to demo that next week to a large oil company out by Newtown. And it's just a lot of fun to be an entrepreneur in North Dakota. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tommy. On deck, we have Zoe, but up next is Kevin. And Kevin, just make sure to let everybody know what number kid you are and how many kids are in the family.
Middle child of 15.
Kevin spoke, and we had our largest attendance. It was family day. It was awesome.
Yeah, and he gave me no warning that they wouldn't be here, so I was not terminated. In July, Well, I sold my business in 2017, January 1, and about July 1 of this year, they said, you don't need to come back in, but we'll pay you to the end of the year. I kind of looked around, and I didn't really want to look like I was scrambling to get out of there, but I left and had all my desks already packed up because I thought they'd tell me about 3 months before that. The company's doing well. I sold it at about 80 people, and I think they're almost to 150, 160 people. I don't know if that's any result of me, but I was also here last time I spoke. Hoban had on deck the tax cuts. Great job.
All right. On deck is we have Terry, but up next, another one of those youth entrepreneur winners that keeps doing great things. Join me in welcoming to the stage Zoe. Welcome, Zoe.
Hi, everybody. I'm Zoe. I spoke at 1 Million Cups in 2017. I didn't really have a clear vision for what I was expecting in the future. Since last year, I've switched from a website with subscription basis to a public speaking business, which has been absolutely amazing. In the past year, I also, with Danielle and Laura's help, we've started a pilot Lady Boss teen program at Davies High School, empowering 50 girls about every month, and we pair them up with mentors and female speakers from around the community. One thing to show just the change and the reunion part is how many of you work in a STEM career or know a female who works in a STEM career? By a show of hands. That's amazing. So the first year I was here in 2017, we had less than a quarter of the audience knew somebody that's a woman in a STEM career. So that's my goal at Brainy Ladies, is to help women go into STEM careers, and then through Lady Boss Teen, I also get to share my platform that way. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you, Zoe. And Zoe, the mayor will write your get out of school pass for you. It's good for the rest of the year. On deck, we have Blaine, but up next is Terry Zimmerman. Welcome, Terry.
Thanks, Greg. Terry Zimmerman, CEO of Packet Digital and BotLink. At Packet Digital, we're a power electronics company, and we have a subsidiary, BotLink, with rapidly growing revenues in the unmanned aircraft space. At Packet Digital, we've been building smart batteries and chargers for the drone and electric vehicle market. We currently have customers building custom solutions for Bell Helicopter and Uber, focusing on package delivery drones. We also are building a 8-day drone with the Operational Energy Office in the Pentagon and the Naval Research Labs. We're excited about that program as well. At BotLink, we build fully integrated solutions with mission planning and cellular solutions for beyond visual line of sight. Some of our customers include Amazon. We're doing research with Amazon for package delivery in Europe. We're working with NASA in the United States on BVLOS programs. We're also working in Canada, building a BVLOS, Beyond Visual Line of Sight network, with Thales. And we have a very exciting program we just launched with the U.S. Army in Africa. They were looking for a fully integrated drone platform. We're delivering them 2 platforms. Our Packet Digital built a U.S.-made drone for heavy payload, lifts about 20 pounds. And we integrated air quality sensors and LiDAR cameras so they could see through the canopy of trees and do surveillance and do site surveys. And there's a lot of pollution in Africa, so we're going to be doing humanitarian efforts as well. We're excited about that program, delivering a U.S.-made drone into to the military. And in the event of Thanksgiving, I want to say I'm grateful for Greg and his team, the Emerging Prairie, making a huge impact on all of our lives.
All right, thank you. All right, on deck is Scott Meyer, and then we have our first kind of one person started something, other person's leading it. So up next we have Adam and Blaine. Let's welcome Adam and Blaine.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, so I'll make my part quick, but in the summer of 2016, I worked for Greg at Emerging Prairie on this idea that there's a sort of a workforce gap in the tech industry and sort of building out what that would look like to develop a code school in Fargo, North Dakota, our very own, to sort of fill this workforce gap. I left as an intern, went back to school, and I think there were a lot of sort of buzzes about the code school, nothing really moving forward, and now I think Blaine has done a very, very good job as well as the rest of the community to take it steps and steps further. So I'll let him touch a little bit more on that.
Hey guys, third 1 Million Cup speaker here. In the last 4 years, I've done a bunch of different transitions, various states of organization, but this is our new project, which is really fun. We'll keep it quick because, yeah, we're moving through this. But long story short, we're launching its 20-week intensive program. This, I think, has the chance to be the most competitive code school in the country because of our state resources. We're operating as a nonprofit, connecting students to all of our state resources to reduce barriers of entry. And we're going to graduate students to meet the requirements for entry-level software engineers. So pretty excited. We're launching our first class. Well, we're launching now. We love students and partners, but first class starts in April. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. On deck we have Jake. Up next is Scott. Let's welcome to the stage Scott Meyer.
All right, thank you. 1 year ago, I was interviewing for a job in Fargo, and now I'm here working. Doubled our team to 2. I realized as an entrepreneur, the most important skill is empathy, understanding someone's problem. So we started the NICE Center at North Dakota State University, and our mission is to provide entrepreneurship for all. When we started, 150 students a semester were engaged in entrepreneurship. This semester, we'll top about 3,000 engaged. We hope to pass 10,000 next year. And most importantly, I'm here to help you get into the classroom and connect. So bring your expertise. I'd love to have you as a class speaker, mentor, etc. Thank you for all your support.
All right, thank you, Scott. All right, Ray, you're on deck, but let's welcome up to the stage Jake. Let's welcome Jake.
Hey guys, Jake with Bushel. I just want to encourage you that if somebody has ever told you that you can't build a relevant company in North Dakota or that you can't find talent in this city, I have some really good stories for you. We just hit 150 employees. We hired 30 people since June. We have 400 resumes in our box of potential candidates. We've interviewed 120 people in that same time frame. And I think for the last couple years, I got told a lot that you can't build a relevant scaling company here, and I think I disagree. So for all of you who are thinking about doing that here, I think you can do it in North Dakota, and especially in Fargo. We're about to close a funding round that's really big. It'll close on December 11th, and since this is a live stream, I'll keep it quiet a little bit, but it's gonna be a really big round of funding for us to continue going forward into the next phase of what we're doing at Bushel. So we just hit 15,000 farmers on our platform. 20,000 active monthly users, and about almost 20% of the U.S. markets using our platform that's buying grain in the commodity space, row crops, etc. So if you got any friends you could send our way, engineering talent, customer success team, those groups are growing right now, and we're pretty excited about it. So thanks for all the support.
All right, thank you, Jake. And quick note, all complaints for 1 Million Cups go to Jake because he's the one that went to Kansas City with the Kauffman Foundation, signed the lease to do 1 Million Cups, helped us out for about 8 days, and then pawned it off on the rest of us. So if you don't like 1 Million Cups, blame Jake. Up next, Ray Berry.
Omni Biotechnology, our mission is to improve the work lives and safety of field service personnel. In the last couple of years, we've released 2 products, Tech Pro and Forms Pro, and they've done quite well. This year, we're doubling our revenue from last year. Last month, we launched our product live in Australia and in New Zealand for one of the top 10 HVAC companies in Australia. And we currently have our product being used by the number 4 largest HVAC company in the U.S. We actually have 4 of the top 15 in the U.S. using our software built here in Fargo. So keep it short. Thank you to the Bank of North Dakota, the North Dakota Development Fund, the Department of Commerce, North Dakota, and everybody in this community to help us. We've doubled our revenue. Now we're going to double our team in the next 6 months. And so look for more growth and more stuff coming out of OmniBite. Thanks.
All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we got to go super fast. Andy, you're on deck. Rakeem, you're up. Let's go, let's go. Let's welcome Rakeem.
Hi, I'm Rakib Hassan. I'm a graduate student at NDSU. I'm doing my PhD in pharmaceutical sciences. So, like the first 2 speakers who are foreign-born, I'm also foreign-born from Bangladesh and wanted to pursue an opportunity of research and stuff in US, because US is a land of opportunities, and like me or like many of you and your ancestors who moved here because of the opportunity. So having said that, I started my PhD in North Dakota State University, and my research work was on treating bone infections. To give you some perspective, So North Dakota has the highest prevalence of joint replacement surgery in the nation. And over the last decade, the incidence of infection almost doubled. So it's a very important thing that we face this issue. And my research work was on developing an implantable biodegradable product that we can put in the bone to treat the infections, which will deliver antibiotics. So I presented here last year after winning the NDSU Innovation Challenge, as Barb mentioned, so you should check that out. And since then, we have done and further our research. Recently, earlier this month, we got a very exciting research article published. So that's very important. And to mention Senator Hoeven that we're the third wave of it, and I want to put medical technology within the tech field. We know the success of Aldevron in town, and I think medical technology has a bigger role to play in the development of Fargo. So based on my research work, there is a new company, Innovan, that was formed, and a few months ago, they presented here. So that was very exciting, and for personal thing that I recently defended my PhD, so that was exciting.
Did you pass? Did you pass?
Yeah.
All right, let's give it up for Rakeem. We gotta go, we gotta go. All right, we're going up next. Andy, you get 2 sentences. Ready, set, go.
Hello, my name is Andy Gates with Gates Manufacturing. In the spring of 2018, we had just came out with a piece of tillage equipment that had electronics on it so it could be adjusted precisely. At that time, I was looking for, and had been looking for quite some time for some expertise and some extensive programming development with a person that had really strong understanding in the agriculture farm background. Basically, at the end of the 1 million cups, Greg always asks, what do you need? I told people what I needed. Through his effort afterwards, as well as a couple other people, some networking started, and I found that person, and we're on an extensive multi-year development thing to take that piece of equipment to the next step for autonomous agriculture.
All right, thank you, Andy. And our last presentation is Holly and Dante, and they've got an announcement. So get your Twitter handle ready. This is big news. Join me in welcoming to the stage Holly and Dante.
So we're from Eleanor Coatings. It took me about 20 minutes of looking at that screen to realize I'm the one in the crazy pants. I didn't even recognize that. That was, I think, last year's update. So we do have a big announcement. Eleanor Coatings has been around a long time. We've presented a couple of times, once in the early days, like number 4, and then once a couple years ago. Basically struggled along at the NDSU incubator, just the 2 of us with some help here and there, but this last year has been a very big year. We grew. Biggest announcement is that we were awarded a government, can I say?
Is it signed? Is it real?
Yeah.
Do you want any help saying it, or do you
Yeah,
just
let's
want
get some help from Senator Hoeven.
All right,
Come on
let's
up
bring
here.
the big dog up.
So we actually presented at the State of Technology that was in August here in Fargo, and we were going to make an announcement there, but it wasn't quite official, so we're waited till today. Can we make it now? Okay, so we were awarded a subcontract from the U.S. Air Force for a 5-year, $3.2 million contract. That was all due to the work of Dante. Dante is a chief technology officer. He's really the brains behind this. Eleanor does corrosion, galvanic corrosion, and coatings, protective systems. So we'll be working on aircraft coatings and methods for protecting aircraft on this particular research contract. That means we're growing. We are staying at the incubator as long as they'll have us because we love it there, the research park at NDSU, but we have moved into a larger lab in the research park, part of R2. And we've had two full-time employees helping us this fall, which is amazing. Thank you, Alana, our business manager, Alana Fink, and Kenny Anderson, our chemist. And we're hiring 3 more people. We're hiring 2 more interns. We'd like to at least double that next year. We also are doing contract research for companies and for other programs. So it's been very exciting.
Thank you for your support.
We'd love to thank senators for his support on this. Of course, North Dakota, we'd love to have more research coming into North Dakota. And so the PTAC office, the SBDC, the EDC, all of those offices, the SBA have been instrumental.
If you say that you can help us, we come. So be careful about that.
I had the chance to go up to NDSU a year or so ago and see what they're doing, and it's amazing. Their coatings are going to be really important for military equipment. I'm on defensive probe, so we're able to work and help support them. But aren't Dante and Holly inspiring? It's what we all want to do, right? Congratulations, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Good job, guys.
All right, so as we wrap, I want to be really quick because we're tight on time. Big thanks. We have a winner, so we're giving out free money. So our friends at the FM Area Foundation have done a drawing, and if your name is Steph Privratsky or you have a fake ID with Steph's name on it, you get to go into this caring catalog, pick a nonprofit, and give $500 to them. So make sure you talk to your aisle mates. A couple other things. There's a bunch of folks that pay for 1 million cups, the coffee, the venue. They're in the room. Big thanks to them. To all the entrepreneurs, we're grateful. I want to say a specific thank you to Senator Hoeven and his team. When you think about the relationship with our elected officials, I know Mayor Mahoney is here. Thomas Beadle is here. It takes collaboration for all of us. Entrepreneurship is a team sport. This is wrapping up our 2019 year. We got big news for you on January 22nd. We have an incredible launch. We have Olympic gold medalists, Jocelyn and Monique Lamoureux, going to talk about their family foundation. They're University of North Dakota alumni, gold medalists. They're doing incredible work. They're going to be here to kick off next year. It's 1 Million Cups birthday party, so wear your birthday hat. Don't wear your birthday suit, but come for a great time. 2020 is going to be a fantastic year. We're grateful for all of you. We look forward to seeing you as we move forward. Thanks, and have a great rest of your holiday season.